Sonic 3 is awfully mid. At least the original version. I know I got you right there, bro. I absolutely do not, but I have my reasons to say what I say. And don't worry, guys, next video I'm about to press a lot of Sonic fans, so stay tuned, folks. After recent feedback provided to me by my producer, I have been told by viewers that I speak so fast that I sound like the copyright mouse. With that said, this episode of Yap Coda will be recorded slowly. The development of the game has to be one of the most goofy, convoluted developments I have ever read about. At this point, anyone who has known about Sonic knows what happened here. However, I know there are some Gerber individuals here who don't know a thing, so I'll be yapping and educating people because I am one of the most credible sources known to man. So STI, no, not the infection, the SEGA company, they started to lock in and create Sonic 3 right after Sonic 2. The original idea was a pseudo 3D gameplay, but somehow due to time constraints, they went to the OG 2D style. Thank God, honestly, because can you imagine the dumpster fire the game would have been if it was 3D? Oh my God, what did they do? On the real, I would actually like to thank McDonald's though. That's right, the Clown Burger joint, because they were the reasons for these development complications. Due to some goofy, promotional deadlines, Sonic 3 was given the Gojo treatment, all fraudulent and now in 2 pieces. Did I spoil JJK for you? Damn, well that sucks for you, because why aren't you reading Pete? Sonic 3 would be turned into 2 separate games, Sonic 3 and Sonic and Fraud. Because there is so much I want to say, I figured why not drag it out and make 2 different videos just like Sonic 3. God, Sega really can't make good decisions for my boy. You know what? No, that's it. I'm about to go find Ronald real quick and pack him up because that game didn't need to be split into 2. Then again, money! With that said, Sonic 3 is mid and there's nothing you can do about it. Whoa, 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 what are you doing here, Fraud the Echidna? I know I haven't talked about you yet, so what the heck are you doing here? Whoa, 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 wait, no, 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 no! Do you know the way? After all that slander, I gotta at least start off with some semi-glazing. For being in the late 90s, the Genesis really locked in and made some fire 3D visuals because Sonic just looming over the island like he's Godzilla in Warzone is kind of fire. And that would be a fire collab if you asked me. Give me a Sonic skin for Warzone and I promise you, I'm making it to the big leagues. Little Jimmy about to get clipped for my success on jaw. That's as much glazing as I'll give for Sonic 3. The game starts off with Sonic and Tails, or as I like to call them, Fraud and Tails, because bro drops like he's in a Fortnite match, goes Super Sonic, and proceeds to get packed up by my boy Knuckles. Lord, this generational fade is so devious that I gotta call Fraud by his real name and put my boy Sonic on Fraud watch, because how do you have a super form and get punched out by a literal hot tamale? Not only that, but Knuckles hits Sonic with the Jamaican 60 and steals the Chaos Emeralds. This fade was so diabolical by Knuckles that I can't even associate with Sonic anymore. And me personally, I wouldn't take that level of disrespect. Sonic and Tails proceed to traverse through Angel Island to find the Fat Man and fold him like an omelet, because after blowing up the Death Egg,
What?
it happened to land on Angel Island, where he tricked Knuckles into helping him fight against Sonic. I got some opinions on Knuckles, but I'll save that for the next video, as he doesn't do anything in Sonic 3 but just chuckle and be a Division 1 glizzy gladiator by stopping us from progressing the game. Base Sonic 3 is one of the most difficult games to get these days because Sega wants you to only play Sonic 3 and Knuckles through Sonic Origins. The reason is for the game's soundtrack, but I'll go in depth later. All you need to know for now is that there's a certain musician who is accused of allegations, and those allegations may or may not have involved with striking a chord. Now, I'm not here making claims, guys, alright? I want to make that clear. I'm not trying to catch a lawsuit, so you can make your own opinion on that stuff. Now, Sonic Mega Collection is probably one of the only ways you can play base Sonic 3, but I still don't want to go out of my way to buy it or get risk getting caught lacking by the ops. So with that said, unfortunately, I don't even think I can even do this video anymore. Huh? Whoa, a random ROM copy of base Sonic 3 just dropped on my floor? How lucky is that it just dropped out of nowhere and not gained by other means? I gotta say, RetroArch is one of those wonderful tools that help for videos like this when random ROMs just drop on my doorstep. So that's how I'll be showing you my Sig Nasty MLG gameplay for this game. With that said, Sonic 3's gameplay is some gas. The high speed level designs are way better in Sonic 3, and so much quality has been added as each zone is continuous and feels detailed to the brim compared to the previous Sonic games. 1 minute we're in a cool, vibrant island, and then the next thing you know, we're in California. If you don't get that joke, you're probably a second-class Canadian watching this video like some bum. Make sure to like and sub, guys. I just love how distinct each one is with all the layers there is to the background, making the games detailed to the max. Like seeing the Death Egg being rebuilt in Launch Bay Zone is pretty fire. There are even mini bosses at the end of each first act of each zone. But what's really cool is Oh, dude, I didn't realize you were chill like that, Sonic. There isn't much in terms of level quantity, as this game feels short, but we all know the reason for that. God, I mean it when I say I want to box up Ronald for Sonic. Speaking of which, Sonic also looks fresh out of the barber because bro looks like he's ready to clap cheeks like he's the booty warrior. Really, this isn't some foreshadowing at all. One thing I find cool about Sonic 3 in terms of gameplay is the shield power-ups. You got fire, electric, and bubble, and they serve as a defense in various conditions. While the bubble shield lets you breathe underwater and do a goofy bounce, fire gives you the Timu homing attack. The electric shield, however, lets you get extra rings like a GTA modder doing money drops, which helps so much when obtaining Supersonic. Oh yeah, there's double jumps too, but that's just trash. Not only that, but my boy Sonic got Infinity. For a split second, Sonic can conjure up a shield that helps him on widening the gap of an enemy possibly hitting you. Essentially, it just widens the attack radius for Sonic, and that itself is just immaculate. The same can be said with Tails, as this is the first time we see little bro actually fly with his tails. This is busted because if you know the level layout well enough, you can just fly across most of these obstacles like a cheat code using individual. But I gotta clown on him for a second because you can now play as just Tails and tell me why I can collect the 7 Chaos Emeralds and not have a super form. Bro, Sonic already on Fraud Watch, but Tails, he's going straight to the gulag because that's just embarrassing. Not even his stance changes the end of the game. Like, bro, what are you smiling for? You can't even go super. And I have said it a few times already, but yeah, there's a super form once again. Now, in order to get these special stages, Sonic 3 chooses a different method as well. Now you have to explore the levels extensively and find giant rings that are hidden within the levels, and jump into them and play the special stages. Well, listen, the concept of finding the special stages is fun, but I don't know why these special stages exist. I've said it plenty times already in the past, but these special stages suck. In order to get the Chaos Emerald, you have to collect the required amount of blue balls. No, I don't care if they're called spheres. I'm gonna call them balls because I have a question for you Sonic 3 special stage enjoyers. Why? Every time I play these special stages, I just tune out, running in circles, collecting over and over and over. It's an endless cycle. How do you people find these fast-paced and intense? All you do is press the D-pad once in a direction to avoid red balls from the stages that aren't that great design-wise. Why do you like chasing balls? You know, I get it. Sonic 2 special stages are tough, but at least I'm winning the bag at the end of the day. So I gotta ask again, guys, why do you like... Oh, hey, look, I beat the last stage. Super Sonic is still cool. I love becoming the super booty warrior and cheesing half of these boss fights. After going through some jam-packed levels, we finally get to Launch Base Zone, and finally... Oh my god, Knuckles, is that a fucking bomb? I don't know what Knuckles was smoking, but bro was on that demon time levels of different to be committing terrorism as a way to stop Sonic and Tails. If I was Sonic, personally, I would be running like the fraud I am because there's no way I'm trying to fight someone who's strapped like that. Once we avoid the free admission to the Juice WRLD concert, we fight the fat man's sorry excuse of a boss fight, hijack his whip, and watch this fraud knock himself down because the Death Egg is launching itself into space at long last. Oh wait, there's more! Eggman comes back for round 2, and so we start scrapping for the final time. Bro actually brings some hands to the fight. Bro 3 eats though. This is such a nothing burger of a final boss fight, and the game ends with the Death Egg falling, and Sonic poses. What the fuck? Yeah, no, this is anticlimactic, and it really shows how rushed this ending feels because of the game having to be split into 2. Despite the mid-ending, I gotta say one of the best things about this game is the music. They do have some beats that I enjoy when playing the game, especially that forbidden music. Now, coming back to what I said earlier in the video, SEGA hired Michael Jackson to help produce some soundtracks for the game. Due to some allegations that were brought up at the time, Jackson would leave, but his team was not aware of this. Because of this, they were put into the original version of the game. And when it comes to this soundtrack, they're pretty good. I can see why many people dislike the music change in Sonic Origins. It is unfortunate that Jackson's involvement is the reason why Sonic 3 has very few releases compared to the other classic titles. But it does explain why Sonic Origins have different music on the levels that Jackson worked on. I won't say that there weren't re-releases on the game, as Steam had Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but they were delisted because SEGA really said money! And honestly, I think that sucks. And I really hope there isn't some legal website out there that happens to archive stuff like ROMs. That said, just as Sonic 3 alone, I find it terribly mid compared to the other games like Sonic CD and Sonic 2. I just really think it's the ending itself that ruined the entire game for me. I know that sounds like a nitpick, but it's just how I personally feel that I went through all this trouble just to have a very mid payoff. All because Sega wanted to have a commercial deal with a stupid clown. At least we get a really cool try again screen if you don't get all Chaos Emeralds. And well, hey, if you made it this far, just know I actually like Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But I like to rage bait people and talk about games based on how they originally came out. With that said, we're going to be looking at the second half of the game next time. Anyways, crew, if you made it this far, like and subscribe, because you know I'm always here making the most factual and banger content out there. And tell me what you really think about Sonic 3. Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, guys, I'll see you on the second half of this video. So yeah, see you on part 2, crew. Wait, no, not again!